Listen, fans get upset. Colin, why are you banging on Trey Lance? Well, The Ringer came out with a story today on Trey Lance. According to this reporter, nobody's picking on the Niners. They talk about Trey Lance had a very good day at practice. The story says, the next day, not good. Lance, who gets all the starters reps, missed more than half his throws. So he completed less than 50% of his throws at practice, including all but one of his final 9. So his last nine passes at practice, he was 1 for 8. Practice, where quarterbacks can't get hit. Later in the story, Kyle Shanahan, the head coach, admits he's had some good days and he's had some rough days. I thought he had a rough day his last practice. So he'll bounce back. That is exactly what I've been saying for 6 months. That the Niners have a Super Bowl roster and a Super Bowl head coach. I do not believe they have a accurate enough distributor of the football. By the way, in his 2 starts last year, he completed 59% of his throws. I was told 6 weeks ago, that the Niners contacted somebody outside of the building, a quarterback consultant. They were still concerned. So since his final year in college, 2020, Trey Lance has completed 101. My bad. He has 101 pass attempts in 2 years. He's got 101 pass attempts in real games. So he is raw. He has not played a lot. I looked at the Niners' schedule this morning. In over half their games, they're not shutting teams down. They'll probably be in shootouts. Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford, Mahomes, at Stafford, Herbert, Kyler Murray, Tom Brady, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray again. I'm not counting Tua and his weapons, Carson Wentz or Baker Mayfield, who would all at this point probably, we kind of think they're better at this point. So fan bases, I got news for you. If you want news, sometimes news isn't favorable. But the Ringer story is doubling down on what we heard. Exactly what we heard is that day to day, you don't know what you're going to get. And even last week in the win where he made a really nice throw down the sideline, of his 5 completions, one of them out in the flat, a layup for a Burrow, an Allen, a Lamar, a layup overthrown. And the tight end had to go way high. And that's a layup. That's a 3-foot putt on the tour for starting quarterback. So I think San Francisco is a top 5 roster. I think they have a top 5 coach. But it is kind of make or break on this young quarterback. Raw, not a lot of work. Even the college he went to was a power run offense. It was not quarterback centric. So how are they going to do? I don't know. But the season's down to him, and the reports have always been absolutely entirely accurate. By the way, speaking of quarterbacks, so Baker Mayfield got the worst good news of his career. He's starting for Carolina. He's going to start week 1 for Carolina. So they want to get him reps and get him playing. The downside is they don't get a break here. The first 7 games the Carolina Panthers play, and the Carolina Panthers O-line is bad. Even with upgrades, Pro Football Focus ranks it 24th. It's a bad O-line. They face Myles Garrett, the Saints. Arizona's got a great pass rush. San Francisco, Bosa, Aaron Donald, L.A., and Tampa with all their pass rushers. Even New York has 3 first-round picks on the defensive line. They did not get a break in terms of pass rushes for a rebuilt offensive line that PFF has at 24. So, I say this all the time, and I've told my kids this. You better be ready in your 20s, your early 20s. You may get the best break of your life in your 20s, 22 years old. Be ready for it. It's a prime example. Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian got great coaching breaks early. Lane wasn't ready for it. He wasn't mature enough to get the Raiders job up and running or USC. He blew it up. He wasn't mature enough. But he's a coach, and coaches get 3rd, 4th, 5th chances. Lane now is making a ton of money, crushing it at Ole Miss. Steve Sarkisian, USC job. Too early, couldn't handle it, a lot of pressure, had anxiety, personal issues, blew up. Bounced around, now he gets the Texas Longhorn job. That's a top 5 job in college football. So in coaching, you can screw it up. you will get second and third chances. It's different for a pro athlete, especially a quarterback. You screw the first chance up, you'll never, the chances of you getting a great second opportunity are virtually none. And if you look at Baker, and this is what I'll say, he will never get an opportunity like that. He was beloved in Cleveland. He had more power than the coach. He eventually got Hugh Jackson and Kevin Stefanski, both offensive coaches. That's where the league's turning. He had a top 3 offensive line. He had Nick Chubb. He had stars at key positions. Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, OBJ, Nick Chubb, Pro Bowler on the offensive line. He literally got this gift, and he simply wasn't mature enough and ready for it. And now he's going to be running for his life in the first 7 weeks. So, this is the great example. Also in the division, Joe Burrow, when he first got there, wasn't in the league. He's a pup. Big Ben was aging quickly. The Ravens were transitioning from Flacco to Lamar Jackson. Everything worked out for him. He gets Stefanski. He's got Denzel Ward. What do the best teams in the league have? They have the star corner, the star edge rusher, the star receiver. They had OBJ, Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, then Nick Chubb. Great O-line. This is what a second chance looks for in the NFL at quarterback when you screw up the first. 7 great pass rushers, rebuilt offensive line, and a coach in Matt Rule who's completely on the hot seat. Completely on the hot seat. So I wish him the best. It's a good news, bad news. Congratulations. You're starting for the Carolina Panthers with a rebuilt offensive line against 7 of the top 12 pass rushes in the NFL. Myles Garrett, who I think may be the best, week 1. That is a rough one. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.